Good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. Episode 3 since we've been back. We're going to carry on these for a while. But we got a special guest with us tonight. Of course, Mark is here by my side. Will be by my side. But we got Mr. Ray Gomez, a selling machine. That's what I call him. He's selling. He can sell you anything. So, so thank you both for joining me on here. Before we get started, Ray, for those that don't know you yet, tell them a little bit about you, and obviously we'll be talking about some of the branding and advertising you do.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on here. So yeah, Ray Gomez, basically marketing sales consultant. With my company, I work as an independent contractor for Cutco Cutlery. We do Cutco business gifting, help real estate agents, business owners stay top of mind and showing appreciation. So I've worked with various other companies, fitness company, building their brand from, to the verge of bankruptcy and building that brand up to where they are right now. And also recently, new professional soccer owner here in Southwest Florida. So we are building big. One of the most important thing for me as far as branding and marketing is relationship building. So every day I get up is what can I give value to my clients? How can I elevate their brand? How can I get more exposure? So that's why I wake up at 4 a.m. Going through ideas on what's the next level for my clients, how they can get branded. So that's what I do. I'm sure we got a lot of questions going on, so don't want to take any thunder away. So yeah, that's just
Yeah.
about me.
So that's everything we needed. So thank you all for joining us this evening. It was great. Great. So you've helped me advertise brand, and let's talk a little bit about the whole Cutco. I've actually purchased knives from Ray before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that in itself, you sold me, but I love the
Yep.
product, so it's great. But
Yeah.
talking about, here's the thing where we get the shift. It's from one investor, one entrepreneur, one business owner, and we learn this through coaching too. It's, well, if I invest in mobile homes, I can't learn from that guy who sells knives, or I can't learn from Starbucks. And at the end of
Yeah.
the day, it's like sales is sales. It's like you master the sale, not the product. So talk a little bit about learning from other businesses.
Yeah, so one of the key things, like you mentioned, you may be good at selling real estate, you may be good at being a doctor, you may be good at becoming an engineer, but if you don't have the skills to sell your idea, your why behind it as to why you want to do, at the end of the day, sales is solving a problem, right? In mobile home, we're solving a problem, either buying the property because someone is distressed or they just can't afford to pay rent or they're about to get the verge of eviction, right? So we're here to solve the problem. There could be a lot of factors like credit, right? If you go on eviction, your credit is screwed. You basically can't even probably rent for a very long time. So as an investor, they can come in and take that problem away and fix that. I think that's one solution, right? So you're selling the idea of I'm here to solve your problem. I'm not here to kick you out. I'm here to solve your problem, right? So that's one way of sales and branding included. With the Cutco knives, I mean, Cutco's been here American made for 76 years. That's very hard to find American made product. That's number one, right? And to have a guarantee that will replace your knife if it breaks or if you need sharpening, we'll sharpen them for you. And it can be passed down to generations after generation. I mean, look at it, right? People's like, why would you brand a knife and give that to stay top of mind? I get that a lot from investors. It's like, what am I gonna give? I'm like, give them a Cutco pocket knife. They're gonna use that pocket knife every day. Meaning to say, every time they pull that knife out, they're gonna see a brand. They're gonna think about Jose. Oh yeah, I bought that property for him. I wonder if he has the next property, right? Or if you have employee, people have sucky knife. They curse themselves because they have a dull knife that they can cut. It's miserable, right? So you solving their problem by giving them a good knife, they're gonna remember you for that, right? So the more you stay top of mind, the more visible you are, people are gonna do business with you, right? So that's
We
what
met,
about sales and branding.
Absolutely.
Ray. I met you, what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Yep, I think it was 2020, maybe a mega success. I think it
Yeah,
was our
one of
first
them. And
one.
I remember
Yeah,
we were having dinner. The whole group we were having all dinner,
yeah.
and the waiter, he knows where I'm going. The waiter brought me my steak. It was cooked phenomenal, by the way, but he gave me a butter knife instead of a real knife. And of course, I couldn't find them. I wanted to eat, so I started cutting the steak, or tried to, but the butter knife. I saw Ray from the corner eyeing me. I thought then, yeah, he's going to sell me the experience,
Setup. It was a total setup. That's
That's
brilliant,
what it
Ray.
was.
Total setup.
So, Mark, talk about your branding. So you're rehabbing the mobile homes. You're putting on the market
Correct.
for rent-to-owns, rentals. Ray, he basically does what I do. What is one way you market your mobile home? You're getting ready to sell it. Walk us through that.
Well, basically it boils down to basic salesmanship. You've got to sell yourself. I mean, Ray said it right. I mean, you've got to solve a problem. So it's all about getting that out there and getting known. Now, with all the different media platforms and everything, I'm a little more old school than most to get into it. I'm a big time relationship guy. Um, meeting park owners, talking to other investors, talking to people in the industry that may sell mobile home parts, for repairs. You just never know. I just through the network that we always talk to and getting to form those relationships, it's like planting a seed. And even though a business meeting may not the end of the meeting may not result in a handshake and a passing of a check, but it's the planting of the seed and letting people know just about what you do, just talking to folks and getting the word out there. I had a guy call me yesterday out of the blue. Home builder actually was one of my son's former baseball coaches. Called me out of the blue yesterday and said, "Hey, I'm buying a piece of land over in Alabama. Got a double wide on it. I don't want it. It's in good shape. Can you help me get this thing, out of here?" So it's things like that that bring, not only you're solving a problem, but you're bringing value. And the more knowledge you have in, all facets of this industry or any industry, it is going to further, solidify your place in the market and help you in certain growth, and opening all possibilities of growth. So try to turn every relationship and every concept, even though if it's not a sale, you're trying to plant that seed and brand and market yourself.
Well, that's always huge, and keeping the relationships good. It's that's phenomenal. But so right now, that's basically the way you're sticking to is just who knows you knows about what you do kind of thing. You're not using social media, none of those sources.
Not as heavily as I should. I'm getting better at it. It is a very, very useful key. I've done drop cards. I've done signs. For those of you who may or may not know what a drop card is, I've had some printed that look like $100 bills and just, throw them out at the gas station, or wherever, or go to a, supply
That's
place. Just
old
go
school.
around. Yeah, just
That's
go to like
old
a
school
mo.
right there.
That's right. Go to a mobile home park and stick them on people's doors,
Yeah,
and just kind of market to where your market is. But
sure.
yeah,
So, sticking
it's
to where your clientele will be, and I, solve a problem. That's always the key. The bigger the problem, as Tony Robbins would say, the bigger the payday. The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the payday. I like to think more of selling them the end results. A comparison. If you live in an apartment or trying to rent an apartment, versus a mobile home, here's what you get. In an apartment, you have people above you, under you, beside you, screaming, who knows? Whereas a mobile home,
right.
the end result visual is you get your privacy, more square footage to live in, kind of thing. Right. Would you say it is a high disservice to not use social media?
I would say, yeah, in this generation, social media is definitely key. I mean, for example, I'm in Southwest Florida. I've rehabbed two mobile homes now. I've actually done the work myself, so I have skin in the game. What to expect. One of the things that I do is social media is just providing value, the why behind it, right? This is the before and after. And if you live in Southwest Florida, you also got to know the community, what they want. So I like to call the undercover boss, right? So I don't go into a mobile home park as an investor, right? I go in there just asking people, hey, I'm looking to move in here. What are some of the pros and cons? And then I kind of listen to see what they say. And then if there's a good chance that if I know that, my partners and I can buy this park and make it better, now I have a solution one way out. Say I can call Jose, he may know someone that could buy this bar and can add value to that, right? So the undercover boss, I would say, has been my number one strength. Is really listening to what the people want and what they don't want, and the people that you don't want to work with too, right? We all know who that is, right? And so that's kind of like key. And social media is key because everything right now needs to be visual proof. Okay, Back in the day, you could go and give a Google review, and everyone was like, yes, I'm going to do business with that guy. Well, guess what? With AI and everything going on right now, people can make fake accounts, people can make fake reviews, they can give reviews themselves. Nothing is so much more authentic than actually visual social media. If you go on my social media, the reason why I'm good at sales is because I don't sell. My clients just do videos for me. They give video testimonial, real authentic videos that provides the service before and after, right? What was the problem? I called Ray. Ray helped me this. This is why I would refer him to my friends and family, right? And that goes to any business. Is too many people try too hard to sell, use social media, and you got to know what social media platform, right? If you're trying to do TikTok, that's more for the younger generation, probably want to party, maybe
Right.
not so good for us. But if you go on Instagram and Facebook, everyone's there. If you go on a private Facebook page like Jose, know I'm big in Babcock Ranch down here in Southwest Florida. I post value. I'm like, hey, haven't seen you guys in a while, I'll be back in town, who can we meet today? And if they like you, they were like, you need to go see that guy. You need to go see Jose. You need to go see Mom. So social media is definitely key. And I think if you're not on social media right now, you're probably working for the CIA because there's something secretive back there.
Right.
I'm
Right.
just saying, like, I wouldn't trust someone. Like, one of the things I'll add on to this, if I were to do a business, if I want to hire a contractor right now, I would not do business until I go to their social media because I need to know how they interact outside of the one-on-one conversation because their true self do exist, right? I want to know if that social media is a fake account or not. I mean, Jose, I got scammed by a roofing company before by looking at the social media. Now I just learned how to verify better on who they are. So if you don't have social media, I promise you, they're going to think you're working for a CIA. And no matter how skilled, how great you are, you may provide the world-class, best ever service. If they don't know about you or see proof, good luck.
Yeah, and Ray said it there, which is the same thing that Mark does. What Mark says he go by his gas stations. He basically knows where his clientele is at physically. Well, you do the same thing with social media, and you have to have more than one. If you have just a LinkedIn, it's great. But if you have a LinkedIn that looks the same as your Facebook, the same as your Instagram, that's credibility. You got credibility.
Right.
And Ray getting those videos talking about how Ray fixed an issue or sold them, that's huge because again, credibility. But to find the right clientele, like Ray's saying on social media, is like, yeah, TikTok, you can do that as credibility just to be known. But if you want to connect with, for instance, end buyers, Facebook Marketplace. If you want to connect with
Absolutely.
if you want to connect with
100%.
park owners, businessmen, entrepreneurs, LinkedIn. So it's like you got to be able to find those different social medias. And of course, there's the pitch. You can't. It's no one pitch fits all. It's like how I'm going to sell that end buyer is the way I'm going to get that park owner. It's not going to work. It's different pitches for different clientele. So that's huge tips on that.
Yep.
Ray, what would you say for a mobile home investor? How could they stand out using social media besides the things you suggested?
Um, I mean, basically what you could do right now if you're just starting on social media, the one best way you can recognize, go back to your park owners and interview them live. Just, show up and say, hey, I know we've been doing business for a year. Could you tell me why we're doing business? What is it in me
You
that
won't leave.
separates from the others that you just keep coming back? That obviously I'm doing something right that we're still here. Would you mind giving me a testimonial? And you know what? In return, I'll do a testimonial for you as well because you have been awesome. So I think sometimes we ask a lot of referral business, we ask a lot of business, but we don't give business back. And because it's always about the why me, right? Why should I get business? The more you give, the more you get. That's what I believe. And sometimes we may get it longer, but as far as investors, you got to go out there, promote that park. Why is that park good? Why are we doing business here? And also as investors, you got to promote your business partners, whether that's your handyman, whether that's your roofer company, that's your windows company. You got to be able to sell them like crazy because they are your partners. If you could not sell their business, you have not built enough relationship with them. And it's no way, shape, or form you should be asking them for referral if you didn't take a time to go and build value and build your business in the beginning. I think that's what I see a lot is we ask a lot of referrals, but we don't give referrals, ourselves.
I would say, and Mark is getting better with social media. He loves talking to people one on one. I know that, which is great. But it's like tagging. That's another one. Tag people who you're doing
Like,
business, because again, you can become that credible from. Let's say you have an interview with a park owner a lot of people know, and
yeah,
he has a Facebook or Instagram, and you tag him. You just became that much more credible because he's doing business with this guy who he knows, which is, I believe, Mark, how you got one of the connections, not through social media,
Right.
but I believe the one park owner connects you to the next one. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just like Ray said, you're basically you're forming those relationships, and then you're talking and asking people. I think that was a huge thing that you just said, Ray, is ask people. If you don't ask, the answer is always no, right? That's like rule
Mhm.
number one in selling. And it's the same thing when you're doing mobile home investing. No matter what depth you're into it, even wholesaling, ask people to help you. You'll be surprised how much people will help you out. This one we're working on right now, Jay, that was a straight up referral 2 weeks ago. And I just simply asked a park owner I was working with that is an older gentleman, no social media, but just has deep, deep, deep connections for decades in the mobile home industry in our area. And I just asked him, hey, look, do you know any other park owners that may be interested in doing some rehab work, may have some homes for sale? I'm just looking to make connections. Bam, emails out, connects me with, I think it was 8 different park owners, and we got 2 deals off of it right off the bat with
Mhm.
another one. Um, the guy's thinking about pulling the trigger on buying a park, and there's 17 homes in there that he
Wow.
wants us to go ahead and work with and redo. And we'll end up picking up a couple of them as investments along
Mhm.
the way for it. So, to even go further on the social media thing, you're talking about Facebook Marketplace. I've sold the majority of my homes through Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've found that doing, the visuals, the pictures and everything, the video process of it is where I'm wanting to improve myself on it. I'm not Brad Pitt sitting over here on the other side of the camera, but I'm very proud of our work and we do an excellent job. And when we do that and we put that out and you show it to the park owners, that you're actually making a difference and you're improving their communities and you're proud of your work and you're bringing a better product, which is going to in turn bring them better residents.
Mhm.
It's a win-win-win for everybody. And when you're putting that out there, I mean, there's not a whole lot of individual park owners that have Facebook accounts or any social media accounts for their actual communities. So it's a way to bring awareness for them as well.
Yeah, I mean that itself. Let us create your Facebook account, a social media page, tagging everything we do. I mean, yeah. Um, Ray, what thinking about this whole branding, and I guess how do we get an old school, an older generation who doesn't want Facebook, doesn't want social media? How do we get them on social media?
if you asked me this question 5 years ago, I would be like, I don't know. But to be honest with you, everyone in social media right now, even the older folks are on social media. Like there are countless times. Like I
Mm,
work with a large amount of older folks, right? And I can tell you enough, they tag their friends every weekend. Like they even have like a sales meeting on a certain day to be like what they're gonna do this weekend. So they use social media to be like, we're going to this restaurant, we're going to, this vacation area. Like it doesn't matter anymore. Everyone is scrolling on Facebook right now. The question
mm.
is, are they scrolling about you?
Yeah, yeah, and that's where you need to post every day. You got to
Every
post
day.
stories, and every time, and I hear it all the time. Jane used to tell me this. It's like every time I get on Facebook, you're there. It's like
Yep.
always, always. And then of course we can get more in depth as to how to pose the brand. It's like there's also certain times throughout the day you post, certain times you don't. We'll get into that about biggest mistakes I made in social media.
Yep.
Well, tell me about that. What do you think is the biggest mistake when it comes to branding, marketing, advertising?
I think the biggest mistake people concern is if you're a business owner, they think you need a logo and a website and you're good. I think that's all. If you want to go old school, that's old school, right? But right now, the mistake is people procrastinate too much about posting. I mean, if you come up with an idea, three to one decide, you're not looking for right or wrong. All you're trying to do is get more viewers, right? You post something now, people view, they share, ask them, reward them. One of the things that I would say that we just talked about rewarding people, go back to the people that you see keep sharing your posts, keep liking your posts. Like, can you reward them with something? What can I do for you? Like, can I, get your family a dinner or something? You guys have been so nice, right? It is the rewarding part. Um, that's the thing about branding. Branding is about you. It's about why should I do business with you? How can you solve my problem? Not your logo much, not your branding. I mean, there's great awareness of it, but they want to know is can I have a conversation with you? Can I trust you with my friends and family? Can I trust you with my business partner? Right? Because at the end of the day, it's your reputation. It's your reputation, right?
Yeah.
Being on this podcast right now, if Jose and I didn't have a relationship, for the last 5 years, I guarantee you I wouldn't be in this podcast. That is something that I've done for us to even have this conversation. Now, the question is, how can we build from here and how can we create a bigger community, right? That's the next step. So I think the procrastination is probably the big one. People are too
Yeah.
shy, you know. I mean, come on, guys. We got AI right now. Like literally, if you don't know what to post, go to freaking AI, type in what you want, and I believe now AI, if you do it so much, they kind of like know who you are. Like you will be
Mhm.
surprised, like looking in the mirror, like, holy cow! Like all I have to do is copy and paste, right? Like AI is a thing, I mean, right
Yeah.
now, I don't know. I'm like a geek. I want to learn AI. Like, I didn't know you can make AI videos right now, so, like look like an animation, look like you're a freaking movie trailer. Like I can look like Brad Pitt right now, Mark. Just go to AI, post a video, you
Right?
know. That's something you guys as investors could do, right? Put a behind picture of you at a mobile home park and just put it AI like, hey, how can I make this more real? How can I make it more
Yeah.
natural? What do I need to say to get the people to hook in and take actions today, right? I mean, you know, there's so much more we can to do right now with the branding
I wasn't even going to
and the
get
tools.
into the whole AI, but no, but it's huge, and it is, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
why guys, for watching, and this is the first time Ray and Mark are hearing it. By the way, every guy, every investor, every entrepreneur that we have on here will be available for hire as them. They'll coach you, mentor you. We'll talk about that on the next couple podcasts. But it's like that's where we can really dig deep and get into the specifics. This is how you post. This is how you brand it. These are the times. These are the locations. They just step by step by step. And yes, AI is huge. One of the things I was going to add with the whole posting, it's when you have these different channels on social media and they all look alike, don't be a robot. Don't be just
Mhm.
this old boring teacher just sitting there talking about and nobody wants to hear that's action quick. And remember, the attention span is shorter than ever. I mean, 1 or 2 seconds, people are swiping. You're no longer interested. But one of the things that I like to do on my all my social media is it's not just about the business. It's about me, my life. I could be out by the beach, be real, so that people can also see that there's life to you, not just this.
Yeah.
There's that boring boring guy again, kind of thing.
Engaging, I think, is the word we're looking for,
There you
right?
go. There you go. Thank you, Mark. Yes, it's like, and keep attention. And that's where I think people are always, the business is great. They do business with you, but they're always, let me see what this guy's up to again. And I love when I
Yeah.
show up, someone's like, you were at the beach again. Like, oh, so you keep it up on my social media. It works, you know? So
It
that's,
creates curiosity, right? Like
yeah.
how
Right.
can I have your life? What are you doing right now? And I think that's another question. I actually brought it up at the real estate class that I was teaching the other day, and I asked this question. Is like, people ask me, Ray, you got so many things going on. You got a soccer club, you got Cutco, you got a baby coming. You're consulting multiple different companies. Like, how do you do it? And I literally, like, I don't know, it just hit me, and I was like, why do people ask me that question? How do you do it? Why instead you can ask me the question is, can you show me how you break down your day by day so I can be better and follow your guidelines? I think it's the questions, like people want to know how to do it, but just they don't really know how to ask the right questions. And I think that also can come off as a turn off. And that's I've seen a lot of people probably lose deals because of that, right? They may come out as annoying, but sometimes we gotta get back and realize is they probably, this is a new territory to them. We need to guide them, and that's what we are here for. Is take our experience of mistakes, learn from them, and guide so people don't make the same mistakes, if not do better than what we did. Right? That's the whole point of why we live every single day. So it is asking the right question and helping them solve the problem. I'm sure none of us, at some point we all have our ego, right? No one wants to be told what to do, but we do want some guidance on how to improve our life, right? It's just those things that, when you talk about social media, provide value like that. Like, hey, you see me where I am right now on the beach, but this didn't start 5 years ago. This is what I did 5 years ago, right? This is the grind that got me here. Now I'm here to help you out. I'm here to solve that problem.
Mark, back to post. I was thinking about that. Paid or free?
Paid or free? To be honest with you, I have never paid a post.
What about you, Mark? Have you ever paid for a post?
I've done some stuff through Nextdoor and
Okay.
done some stuff through that, trying to seek some stuff out. And I'll be very honest with you, it's a complete failure.
Yeah.
Until I talked to somebody who knew what they were doing, and it was two little simple things that I was screwing up on that was just
Okay.
absolutely missing the point on everything. So without reaching out and finding some better information on that and talking to the right people to be able to guide me on that, it would have been a waste of money. I would have been frustrated and quit. But
Okay.
it has worked, and it has gone out. I mean, I'll I will I will pay and boost some ads sometimes on Facebook Marketplace. But as far as like general content creation and stuff like that, paying for posts, I haven't gotten
Yeah.
anywhere near that yet.
I didn't see a difference with paying for them. And really, like you said, it was just waste of time. I mean, with our clientele where we can find them, I don't see the need to pay. Now,
Yep.
boosting ads, we've done that where it was more so these are the types of mobile homes we sell. So we weren't even trying to sell something. It was just basically attention out there.
Yeah.
But running into the 30-minute time, of course. So one last question for both of you. We'll start with Mark. How do you handle objections?
And you got to take everything with a grain of salt, man. If you don't have thick skin in today's game,
Yes.
you really need to figure it out, because in sales or in everything else, not everybody's going to be your customer, and not everybody's going to be your friend. You just got to be as genuine as you can and as open minded as you can. And you know what? Sometimes objections, they're valid. Take constructive criticism with a grain of salt, and use it as a learning opportunity. That's how I look at it.
Very well. Ray?
I would say handle the objections in the beginning. With our experience, we should be able to know the common objection. But like Mark said, for me, objections fuels me. Maybe I'm weird, but I don't know. If someone says something negative or doesn't agree, that's just fired me up to just prove them wrong. I mean, that's just my mentality. But I think objection is gonna be there, but with enough experience and the social proof through video content, I think that's how you eliminate most objections, because they can't argue with you if you have social proof, right?
All
So
right.
Yeah, what's that? Okay. We were doing back when we did shadow events. It was down Central Georgia, and I remember this specific investor. Great guy. He's doing well too. I don't know if you know him, Mark. But we got to the point of sales objections, and he was
Mhm.
quick to say, "The heck with them," in tougher, in a tougher way. And I was okay. So one park owner tells you no, they don't want to do business with you, for whatever reasons. He was "The heck with them." I go to the next one. And I say, okay. And then the next one doesn't. He said, then the next one. You can only go to so many before you have to realize that, look, mobile home for one, that the whole this industry is not
Right.
huge. They all kind of know each other at one point or another. So it's
yeah,
like Mark said, his thick skin is like deathly. It's like I don't take it personal when somebody says go
No.
elsewhere, whatever it may be. And I also believe that for every no, there's a yes around the corner. Now you could
yeah,
be wasting too much time, being over persistent with the wrong one, while the other three yeses are waiting, and you're going to miss out on them. So
Right.
everything is a lesson learned. If somebody says no, well, that's fine. Maybe not today. I'm going to be back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, Ray, I will come back. Just going to let it trickle a little further down the road.
Right.
It may just be a no for now,
There you go.
right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So,
I
so,
mean,
so
provide value. Provide value. If they say no now,
That's
great.
right.
It didn't work out now, great. How can I add value to you? So when the time right, we have the same mindset, right? Don't just go away. Like, how can I add value to you?
Plant the seed.
Yep.
there you go. I'm going to go plant a whole farm of those this
There you
week.
go. Farmer J.
That's one more job I need. So it's been great having y'all both on here. Mark, we plan on doing these many more. And Ray, always great to connect with you. And awesome. Congratulations on the baby, one of them, and your
Yeah.
soccer team.
Yeah.
Your soccer team. We may just have to fly down there and see one of your games. So
There you go.
You got it. Hey, you want to talk about branding? Wait till you see what the season starts. Like, it's gonna be epic for sure. For
So
sure.
do you have the Cutco logo on the pitch? Is it all out there center field and everything?
No, there's no Cutco logo on there. But what I'm doing with the community, I would say I will own Southwest Florida here in the next couple of years. Just put it that
There you go. Well, good luck,
Awesome.
man.
way.
Thank you for joining me. For those of you at home, stay tuned to the next one. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, go to these guys' channels and do the same thing. So thank you all.
All right.